Hey Taurus, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements. And do hit that subscribe button. It makes me happy and helps other people find the channel. We are working with the Oracle Mystical Moments first here for a first look at what we might be talking about. And then we're going to move on to the iconic writer Waite Smith Deck for a more traditional reading. Oh wow, this is funny. Aries got this yesterday. So day and night, you have a new beginning here. You have actually two depictions of sun. These cards basically say the same thing, but slightly different versions of it. We have the sunshine here. We have a new beginning, a new day, a new dawn. Something is new to us, a new life, new job, a new renewed relationship, something like that. And in both of these, we're dealing with something from our past, something we've already been through that is coloring our ability to embrace this new beginning, right? And we've got the sun and the clouds toggling here. You've got something wonderful and you've got something not so great that's tempting, that's trying to overtake that or overshadow. Both of these talk about sorrow that's trying to overshadow a new beginning, a sadness that's trying to overshadow the sunshine, overshadow some brightness that's come into your life, a new beginning, a new situation. In No Rain Today, we're really embracing that moment. We're really working hard to focus on the positive aspects of a certain situation, focusing our mind and our energy on thoughts that make us feel good when they come, right? When they're here, we embrace them. We're saying no rain today. We're not going to deal with this. We've been dealing with this for a long time, for a while now, and we don't want to do it today, this week, this fortnight that this reading covers, right? So we're trying really hard to focus on this good thing, but we know and we can see that this grief, this sadness, this sorrow, is right here. It's hanging on out. And this card, I mean, it's really interesting because these cards both say almost the same thing, but they would say something different if they were coming out with different cards. So that they're coming out together, they're just kind of echoing each other. And then here, again, we have something from your past, a darkness that you've been through. And it's still here. I don't know if you can see it, but her eyes are still colored by this darkness. And she's not really able to look. She's struggling. Well, she's not struggling. If it were just this card, I'd say she's not able to, but we're fighting the good fight here. We are really focusing our mind and training our mind and our energy on the positive thing that we want, because this thing, it almost looks like this thing's going to be here. This thing's going to be here. So we don't need to give it more attention than it's going to take from us. So just really trying to, it's going to be there's something new coming in here, but sort of maybe some memories of maybe how this went last time, what happened before. It might be causing some grief or some sorrow or some inability to fully embrace the new beginning because there is this memory or this issue. If you once bitten, twice shy, right? So, if a golden retriever bit you once before, you're gonna have the next golden retriever you see, you're gonna be like, huh, you're cute, but I don't know. I'm not so sure I want to go over there. And even if you do, in the back of your mind, you're going to have that memory. So the memory's already there. The past experience is already there. But right now we're using all of our power, all of our strength to focus on something positive, something that can bring us new growth. We have it. I mean, the day and night card, this card, she has it in her hand. The new beginning is yours. And then the No Rain Today is talking about really focusing on embracing that new beginning and trying to focus on it, even though you have this other situation that's distracting you, or trying to. You're going to use all your power to not be distracted by it. All right, Taurus, here's your past, your present. Your inner landscape, what's the issue? Your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Got a lot of cups here. Got a lot of cups. And yeah, I love it. We're ending up with, we've got a lot of people. Oh my gosh, we've got court cards everywhere. Well, this whole top is all about people. There's people everywhere, a lot of people with a lot of things they want to do, they want to say, they want to go, they want to talk about. And then but we're not connecting. But there's a new beginning coming. Yeah. So this new beginning, you might not have experienced it yet. You might still be in, well, no, with this, you might have. Okay. I'm going to start reading the cards, exactly. So you can see what I'm talking about here. It's just that not very often does the whole read kind of like present itself to me like this, where it's like, boom, here's everything. So I got a little into that. So let's see here. In your recent past, you have the Knight of Wands. This is a person or a vibe. Someone coming in here fast, maybe slightly recklessly with an idea, passionate, it could be sexual offer, something sort of passionate, rearing in. We're not getting this is just a little sort of, impulsive. There might have been some impulsivity here, some bravery for sure, but some impulsivity here, maybe a sense of magic too, or an intuition. So intuition and impulse, they're right there in the same spot in our minds, right? And so the Knight of Wands can go either way. It might have been impulsive. Maybe it was a good intuitive hit of what you needed to do. But there was movement. It came in quickly. And it felt very intuitive at the time, possibly a bit reckless, but sometimes our intuition asks us to do stuff like that. So, this might have been the Knights are all about communication and movement. So there was some sort of, impulsive and or intuitive, slightly reckless and or brave, activity here. I guess the definite where the action falls depends on the observer and their interpretation of it. So risky or brave, intuitive, impulsive, all kind of around the same area here. So Knight of Wands, action or communication coming in, quite exciting. In your current situation, you have Page of Cups. So this could be a person. If it's a person, it's someone who's just discovering their feelings, just discovering some emotions, maybe just for the first time around this issue, starting to really take a look at their feelings. So this could be you, this could be someone you know, this could be the vibe. It is a court card, so it does represent an actual person in typically. So this could be you too, of just like, what is this? I have a fish in my cup. This is supposed to be a wine goblet. There is supposed to be wine or at least water in it. But instead I have this living creature, this being that's like seems to be talking to me. So your emotions are communicating with you. They're surprising. I love the Page of Cups. He's one of my favorite pages because he's just sitting there like, okay, there's a fish. He's talking to me. All right, little fish, what do you got to say? He's not freaking out at all. He's just like, yes, this happens sometimes in life. Our hearts, our feelings are full of something that might be a little surprising, but you know, we hold it and we just approach with curiosity. Curiosity, for some reason this week, the sense of curiosity and exploration is so crucial. I think it's one of the main drivers of life. It is so necessary for approaching ourselves, approaching emotions, approaching life, approaching relationships. Curiosity. What happens if I do this? What happens about that? How does this work? What if I try this way? And that sense of exploration and curiosity. So that's what's going on with some emotions. It is a separation card. Smith has this depicted as a separation card. So there's some emotions, but we're taking some time out to really consider them, to really look at them and think about them. This is time out of the flow, right? The page is outside the flow of things a little bit, because he's grabbed something from the flow. It's like he went fishing. He went fishing, and what I mean, no, because then he would be expecting a fish. So he just went down to the river to grab something to drink, dipped his little dipper in, and instead he got a fish. And he's thinking about it. So it's a page. She's learning. He or she is learning here. Has some emotional situation that they're thinking about. And then your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, you have the Knight of Cups. So I think that this page could be you, and you're considering sharing this. So the Knight, again, another Knight here, male or female. It's more of an energy, a person that's doing something, or an energy. So this is what you're thinking about. You might be hoping for a Knight to come in, for a partner or someone to come in and offer you some love, offer you affection. You might be thinking about, so this could be you or this could be somebody else. There's some feelings here and you're wanting them to be expressed, whether they're from you or you're thinking about them, bringing that forward, bringing that cup forward. This isn't like the Knight of Wands where we're talking impulsivity, but we are talking about like bringing an emotion forward, bringing our true feelings, some sort of inner truth, and sharing it. So someone here has discovered some feelings that maybe they weren't expecting. Are these, they don't have to be like, it doesn't have to be just love. It could be like, wow, I'm really angry about this, or, what is that about? So we approach that anger with curiosity, not fear. And not trying to get rid of it and expel it from us as quickly as possible, but really asking some questions about it. And then we want to communicate this. So there's been an emotion. It could be, positive, negative, whatever. There's some information we have received, some emotional information from our own well of emotions. And then we're thinking about what's on our mind is the communication of that emotion, no matter what kind of emotion it is. So someone's had an emotion. This is all, if we want to distill this, someone is having an emotion, a feeling, and they're thinking about sharing that feeling. That could be you, that could be somebody else. But there's a feeling here, and there's a possibility or a contemplation of sharing it. But what's the issue here? This is really interesting. The cups, this progression of cups, this page of cups, this Knight of Cups, or you could be having a feeling, and that feeling could be like, I really wish this person would talk to me, or share with me, or make a move, please move forward with this feeling, or tell me what you're feeling, because what we're having here. So now I'm starting to feel like these are two different people. Like, this is you, this is someone else, or this is someone else, and this is you. There's someone that wants to talk it out, and someone that's just still trying to figure out what on earth they feel here. But what we do know here is in this, what's at issue here is this Two of Cups. There's no communication. Nobody's talking. No one's sharing their feelings. There might be a breakup even. There's, like, no one's sharing their feelings. I feel like with the page and the Knight here, it almost seems like this is something newish, and this new beginning. This is something newish coming in here, and no one's talking about it. Like, there's just not emotional communication. Maybe people are too busy to communicate, because we have a separation card. We have, like, this would denote that we're not at work sharing like this. We're not in the grocery store sharing like this. We're outside the flow of life. So maybe we're having a conversation that goes on till 2 o'clock in the morning, or maybe we're in the upright. That's what that would be. Like this, maybe we met someone outside of the hustle and bustle of life to really communicate and connect. We made this is a unique moment of communication and connection between two people or two kindred spirits. So we have, but in the reverse, we have this not connecting. There's been either no communication, or everyone's been too busy. We haven't taken the time out to communicate or to talk or to connect intentionally with this other person. This page, just that there's two Knights, it seems like maybe this one night there was this really fast movement, and now no one's talking about it. It's like you slept together and now no one knows what to say or how to discuss it, right? What we're going to say. And you're longing for some sort of communication, but there's no communication. There was this impulsive movement forward, but we haven't talked about what happened or where this is going or what kind of relationship this might be. And somebody wants to, though. Somebody here would like to have that conversation. Both people don't need that conversation. That's super duper. But somebody here would like to have this conversation and it's not happening. Yeah. Then we have, and this, this in your environment, we have the Five of Pentacles feeling, this could be with all the cups here. This feels very relationship-y. The cups and the wands, we have some sort of connection or relationship. So I'm just going to read it like that. Of course, this could be a career reading for some of you where this is like, oh, I have this lovely idea. I made a move and now I have these feelings about it and I want to share the feelings, but I don't know. It just doesn't read like that, but you can take it like that if you want. If that makes more sense to you, or just look at your other major placement if this isn't your reading. So then someone here is feeling left out, feeling abandoned. Maybe this is Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, right? So we had this fast movement forward. We've made a surprising discovery, or we've learned something about ourselves that we weren't expecting. Maybe we weren't expecting to be this attached to this person or feel this connected to this person, but no conversation's happening. No one's sharing anything. And this has someone feeling really left out. This could be like also like I'm broke. And this is like sort of a B-side story, storyline going on here if someone's kind of broke or there isn't enough or someone doesn't think that this is going to work out. But this is an external, this is an external situation. So there just isn't enough. There could be something that is making someone feel left out in the cold and abandoned. So this is a card of abandonment. So there might be a sensation or something in your environment that's causing you to feel abandoned or causing someone to feel abandoned and left out. Meanwhile, someone else, maybe work, maybe someone else is getting a lot of attention or a lot of everything that they need. Right, because there's a sense of comparison in the Five of Pentacles, because we have this wealthy church with this abundance of everything it needs and these gorgeous stained glass windows that were very expensive. And then right outside the church, we have someone with not even enough money for their shoes. So, and they're out in the cold, in the freezing cold. It feels like they're going to die out here. They are bereft and upset. So there's always in the Five of Pentacles, someone around you has what they need and someone doesn't. So that's in your environment. Someone's getting what they need. Maybe someone doesn't need to talk about it, but someone else does. And the person that doesn't is just kind of like, fine. And the person that does need to talk about it is like, what? I'm not getting what I need. So there's something in your environment that's not meeting your needs right now. And of course, that's language you want to be careful for, because your environment, not everyone in your life is here to meet your needs. Nobody in your life is here as that mission, right? So that's nobody's mission, is to meet all of your needs. Everyone has some other mission other than that. So if you're expecting that, might want to rethink that. So then your to-do list, see, this is what's so cute. This reading, we have this like separation, maybe an argument, maybe not talking very much, maybe people too busy to talk. And then what we have here in your to-do list, your area of possible greatest growth, the energy you need to interact with, this is the Four of Wands energy. So that's our 1111. This is our engagement card. Also, in my opinion, a leveling up card. I wouldn't call it an engagement. That's way too much pressure for a reading, a general reading like this. And it's a leveling up though. It is saying like, you know what, maybe this is a conversation, because there's always a public element to the Four of Wands. There's always, it's not just an internal card, right? There's people here. It's the four, it's the indulgence, and there's always some sort of public communication aspect of it. It's like these nights here, if we're going to talk about, you know, the Kabbalah, that the tree that the tarot cards can be associated with, this is in the same realm of the nights. This is communication and movement. So, and the Four of Wands is going to be about leveling up. So, you know, it's not the completion of the suit. It's not as great as the wands get. It kind of is. It's pretty, yeah. It is pretty good for the wands. So, and I like wands energy, but some of the wands, especially as you go further on this sort of thing, it can get a little rough. But the Four of Wands is about that. you know, we've come so far because you're at the 4, you're not at the 1, you're not at the 2, you're not at the 3, you're at the 4. So you've come a certain distance on this journey that was started perhaps in haste. You've come a bit of this distance here, and now it's time to reevaluate. It's time to have this conversation, right? That isn't having. It's time to evaluate. Do we like where we're at? And do we like this enough? This is like your probation period is over, right? That's why it's an engagement card. It's like, okay, we've dated, we've, you know, sniffed out the problems, we think they're manageable, we've had a lot of experiences that we really enjoy together, and we'd like to have more. So we're committing to having more, and whatever problems arise, we'd like to work on them more. And we're committed to working together on this. So there's there is like a union. It is like, if you're not having the conversation, initiate it. If people aren't talking, talk. If you're trying to figure out where this relationship is going and the other person, and you're waiting on the other person, this is like, take some movement to figure out, like, if you're going to level up. Are we going to the next level with this, or are we staying right where we're at? This is like first fruits, sort of like we're harvesting the first fruits. There's a springtime vibe here. So it's not harvest time. It's not fall where the full harvest is coming in. We're just checking out some radishes maybe that might have come up, and maybe some snow peas, like the early fruits that are coming up here with this relationship or this situation. Do we like them? And are we growing some good radishes? What do you think? Should we grow more together, or do you think the radishes are enough and we kind of they're not all that great, so we're just gonna leave this little joint farming endeavor alone now? So there is making a commitment, enjoying where you've been. So it's a milepost. It's not the full completion of anything, but it's a milepost along the way. And then where we're going is Ace of Swords, an epiphany, a clear understanding comes in. There's whatever we're lacking here, whatever, you know, is causing this and causing this feeling of being left out and causing this lack of communication, even though we're longing for communication and movement, whatever's causing that, I feel like this Ace of Swords, we're going to understand it. We got to have this conversation though, this talk about, like, are we going to level up? Is this good? This conversation can be nerve-wracking. As a once in a while thing, it's great. But if you need to have this conversation every day about where we're at and where we're going, that might be a little problematic. But this is what you're talking about. You need to talk about something. You need to you need to make a commitment to something, to future growth, because it's asking you to do that, to hit that milestone and commit to the next level. And then there's some sort of epiphany or understanding that you have, or new communication comes in, new clarity comes in here. And again, we have sort of a new beginning coming in, and communication, clear communication, well thought out communication. This isn't the Knight of Swords coming crashing through with whatever they can come up with. There's like a new understanding comes in, a new clarity comes into the situation, but you have to do this 4 of Wands thing, and then you get some clarity, and it clears things up quite a bit. So I like it because we've also got the Sun card showing up here, bringing in with that idea of clarity and idea of being able to see something very clearly, and a new beginning, as we have with the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So, all right, Taurus, I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll see you when I see you next.